Hi everyone, it's Dr. E and I'm here with your week 1 instructional video. If you haven't taken a break between all the videos that you need to watch this week, please do so. That's a lot of me in your face, so take a break and come back. So every week we will have an instructional video such as this where I just kind of walk through briefly the assignments and the expectations for each week and identify any kinds of notes or anything from the past week. There will be times that you will also have a supplemental video, which is just going to talk more about our curriculum and the learning objectives and things that we did for the previous week's reading or the concepts, but that won't necessarily be every single week. So for this week's week 1 instructional video, I'm just going to jump into D2L and show you where to go and what to do. So as usual, you want to hit that content area. And remember that sometimes if you jump into the content area, you may be placed into a different module, right? One that you were in previously when you logged out. So don't let that make you nervous. Sometimes we expect to see the week 1 module, but we're in the table of contents. Just scroll on down, get to week 1, and it will take you there. So you'll come to know that I love using the emojis. And I think when I set this one up, I did have purple hair, so I may have to update that a bit. Anyhow, so in week 1, you'll always, or in every week, you'll see the schedule, right? And it will be in chart form. So we start on Tuesday, and so this is just a list of everything that we'll be doing in this upcoming week. But the due dates for the semester will always be Thursday and Sunday. But again, this is what you'll see available on the first day of the week, which is typically a Monday, but this is a little bit different because of the holiday. So here I remind you to watch the walkthrough video, the weekly video, which you're watching right now, the syllabus video, and I put pro tip, don't watch them all in a single setting. So just take a break, like I said. The prompt is posted for the weekly discussion, which will be due on Thursday. The course survey is open if you want to get a jump on that. It's not due this week. It's due on the 29th. Mind map assignment posted, and the weekly quiz is available. So right off the bat, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. There is quite a bit to do this week, but they're all low stakes grades. They're just a way to help us get used to D2L and make sure that we're clicking around and finding information and learning about how D2L is structured for this course, okay? So on Thursday, there is a discussion post that's due at 11:59 p.m. That will always be the due time for assignments. It's worth 5 points. You'll need to respond to at least 2 colleagues for that discussion. That's 5 points again. You do have a mind map that's due, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then there's a participation quiz that's due. So they're all 5-point grades, which don't get me wrong, that adds up. So missing multiple weekly assignments is definitely going to impact your grade, but you'll see that the grade amount will start to increase as the weeks go by because I want us to make sure that we're used to things. So you'll see that with pretty much everything. It'll start with a lower amount, and then in subsequent weeks, it will start to increase. All right, so if you scroll down, you'll see the videos here. So the D2L walkthrough video, the syllabus video, and you're watching what will be number 3, the week 1 instructional video. And there's always going to be a to watch section, a to review section, and a to do area. So for review, you do have your weekly schedule that's here, as well as the syllabus, right? So taking some time to actually look at the document that was discussed in this video. And this schedule is only 5 weeks, and I do that very intentionally because I feel like it can be a lot to have all 16 weeks of a course visible in one place. It can be overwhelming in so many ways to see all the work that you have to do. So I start typically with the first 5 weeks, and that's not only so that it doesn't overwhelm you, but it's also giving me an idea of how our pace should go. So there will be times when I'm going, okay, in the first 5 weeks, it seemed like we're moving a little quickly. Let me increase the pace, or let me slow things down, or do we need to revisit something? So I go back after the first 5 weeks and make any adjustments that are necessary. So just be aware of that. It's not the complete schedule. But you can scroll down and see what's going on in the upcoming weeks. Okay, and at the very end, I do give you an idea of the tentative due dates for major assignments, because I know some of you set up your schedules. You want to know when those major assignments are due. So those are tentative due dates, but you know, they're what I have planned, at least for the moment. Okay, and you'll see this is, I just take our weekly chart directly from that schedule. All right, in the to-do area, the first thing we have is on Thursday, and that's the discussion post. I just put the days here as a kind of gentle reminder. I don't do that every week because you'll start to get into the rhythm of things, but you'll see that the week 1 discussion is here. And this is just an intro. I want you to just share a little bit about yourself, but definitely only share what you're comfortable with. And I tell you how to do this. You know, I give you the directions on how to start your own thread, that kind of thing. Use your name. And I, you know, definitely welcome you to use your chosen pronouns right after your name, and you'll see that. I put here, just download Grammarly. This is one of those things where if there's a tool available that can help us with our writing, especially those of us who may fear the grammar element, why not use a tool that's helpful? Grammarly is helpful. So just take some time to download it and start getting comfortable with it. If you do download it, what I want you to do is take a screenshot that confirms the download or that shows you using it. And you can send that to me maybe for a little extra credit. I'm not posting that anywhere. It's just to the benefit of those of you taking the time to watch this video. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're revising and editing before you submit. I mean, it's a writing class, y'all, right? So you want to make sure that you're posting the best possible writing that you can. So it's just asking you for some general information. Like I said, only share what you're comfortable with. So it also is going to ask you to post a picture. So to help with that, I've posted my own, just so you can kind of get a sense of, here I am. And y'all, I wrote pretty lengthy responses. You don't have to. Just a sentence or two is helpful. We just want to get to know one another, okay? And then I've included an image at the bottom, which, you know, it's my bookshelf, which you'll kind of see in the videos, and I change up the way they look pretty frequently. Okay. So that is actually, pardon me, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not making you dizzy. So if I scroll down, what I did to do this was I clicked start a new thread. Okay, don't worry about this, you shouldn't see this. You'll enter your name and your chosen pronouns, and then you'll just start answering those questions. When it comes to including an image, you just go up to this little icon right here, find it on your computer, and then click add, and then make sure you click post. And you can go back in and double check that your work has been submitted. So just make sure that you're taking the time to do that so that you earn your grade, right? Okay. So going back to week 1, you also have a mind map that is due. And so a mind map is just kind of a useful way for us to gather our ideas, explore ideas, perhaps from a reading in the previous week, or, you know, concepts that we're learning. And so for this week, our focus is going to be the syllabus. So watch the syllabus video, look at the syllabus document, and then I want you to put some of that information together. Okay, so it's a visual way to organize your ideas. You're going to have a more complete handout and video for mind maps. This is just a very basic version. We're just getting into the course and ideas. So your goal is to create a mind map, and it's going to reflect the course syllabus and those most important areas to you as a student. So in the center of the mind map, you'll click you'll put syllabus. So I'm going to open up this document. Give me 1 second. So this is what it looks like. It's very basic. So you can just go in and click this area and put, you know, syllabus, and then choose some areas that you think are important to you as a student. And I want it to be meaningful. I want it to be, these are the things that I usually look for in a syllabus, and here's why. So I want 1, 2, preferably complete sentences that are edited. And I want you to note that if you need more space, you can just increase the size here, right? You can play around with some of this. It's not too complicated to kind of make expansions. But I also want you to note that if you look at the instructions, you can also handwrite or draw this, or if you want to create your own in something like Canva or any of those other programs, you are certainly welcome to do that. This is just a very basic template. Just make sure that you're uploading in these formats or in JPEG, because D2L, I'm going to say it once, I hope I don't have to say it multiple times, those are the only file formats that D2L will be able to read. So it becomes more important down the line with assignments, because if I can't open it, I can't grade it, therefore it's a 0. So just make sure that you're keeping that in mind, especially those of you who use Macs. Don't submit Pages documents. Okay, so here's the template that you can use, and I put, use the Q&A discussion board if you do have some questions. So to upload that, you'll just click upload. You'll want to save it somewhere on your device. Click upload, go and find it. I'm just going to use this as an example. It will show the document here. Once it's loaded, it will actually look like a hyperlink. So what you want to do is don't assume that that means your work is done. Okay, so once you see that there's that hyperlink there and available, you'll want to make sure that you click submit. It's taking forever to load this. I'm going to pause for just a second. Okay, so you'll see it right here. If you click on it, it will just open that document. So like I said, that's not the end of the work. You want to then submit to the assignment folder. One useful thing about D2L, there are a lot of quirky things and it can be clunky in some ways, but one useful thing is whenever you submit an assignment in the assignment section, it will send you a confirmation email so that you can breathe a sigh of relief going, okay, I submitted the assignment. Just make sure it's in the right format and make sure you're not submitting a blank template. That happens a lot too. So make sure you're saving your work, title it something that's different from the template, take some of those steps to make sure that you're getting credit for all of that effort. Okay, so then you click submit. So that's the mind map. And again, you can handwrite it and just take a picture with your phone and upload that as a JPEG if you'd like. And then we do have a quiz. So if you click here, I'm going to stop really quickly and say that the random word for this week is purple. Just saying, it may appear on the quiz, maybe. You'll want to click Start Quiz, and then it will take you through the different questions. Typically, this is going to be based on our readings, the assignments, and things. For this week, it's just, some questions from the different videos, some ideas that I'm asking you about, just urging you to pay attention instead of just kind of mindlessly listening to me in these videos or looking at the documents, that kind of thing. So I know it probably feels like a pretty heavy first week, but I really want to emphasize to you that we're just easing into things. The grade pressure should be a little bit lower than it will be eventually as we build up in the upcoming weeks. But I hope that you're feeling a little bit more comfortable seeing everything and where to go. If you do have any questions, please post in the Q&A discussion area. If you have something a bit more personal, you can always email me directly. Just make sure you're including your class information. Just help me out there a bit. But I welcome you to the class, and I hope we have a great semester together.